there are lava rocks in most gardens in the old part of town.
Okay.
And even though the elves move away while we are building our houses, they usually move back if there is a lava rock or place for them to live.
Okay.
So humans and elves have lived here together in community. Usually humans don't want to talk about it too much, especially when a grown-up human sees an elf. They think this is impossible. They, and they try to forget it as fast as they can. Children, human children, they don't think like that. So they see elves or, deceased relatives or someone. Also with animals, they don't think like grown-up humans that this is impossible. They just see what they see. Sometimes we just talk like I'm talking with you now.
Okay.
And I don't want to do that when there are many humans around, but also we send words by telepathy or, like I said, images. With telepathy you can send a feeling. You can, it's like you extend your aura. You can send a feeling or sense a feeling back. We humans do this all the time. We never think about it. We don't, you walk into a place and you sense something is not good or something is very beautiful. There are many dimensions, many different levels of that energy. So, but also we just talk like any other friends. Spirit or energy, they can turn energy frequencies into colors and pictures, like very old research that was done, I think, in Russia, Kirlian photography. So they took pictures of hands, they took pictures of a leaf, and you could see energy around the leaf. Then they cut the leaf in half. The energy in the beginning was like a leaf in, outlines, but then it shrank to fit the leaf's outlines, So they were actually taking photographs of energy, what we call aura. Film the lava rocks and see, maybe we'll get something. Sometimes I have just this little camera, and even with your phones, you can take pictures and you see reflection of the light, but also sometimes images of elves. Reflection of the light comes in certain looks, but sometimes it shows images of beings. So, I don't know. It's very exciting. And then this magical tool. You can 30, 40 years ago, if someone would have said that almost every human will have this little magic tool. You can do something like this, and then you can talk to your friend in the other part of the world. Yeah. You can record sound and moving picture, and then you can send it from here. A moving picture, you can send it invisibly to the other part of the world.
Yeah.
And there it lands in a magic tool like this, and you can see it.
Yeah.
It's...
Yeah, but it's technology too.
Yeah, but what is technology? Or what is magic? Maybe magic is technology or science that we just don't understand yet. But I don't know, I've just always been like this. I don't know anything else. First I started talking about my friend Pulta. She is a Hultefolk woman. I started talking about her when I was less than 2 years old. My parents, they thought, okay, she is way too young to make up stories like this. So they always allowed me to have my Pulta friend without, they didn't encourage it or didn't say, this is nonsense. So they just watched what was happening, and I'm very grateful for that.
I use my unconsciousness, unawareness. I ask my higher self, and when I ask something in the shop, people won't need a vitamin C, but I have 30 kinds of. So if it's okay for them, I ask them if I can ask it with a pencil. And then I have the knowledge. You have to know the knowledge. I have to know what is necessary, and then it's a bit personal. So what kind of would suit the best? So then I connect with the unconsciousness of the customer, and then I say, okay, what is best for her? What does she need? What herb does she need? And you can't explain this it's not knowledge, it's just asking. But it works for me. Well, you work with your energetic field. Everybody has a field around him or herself. And everything is in you, but we aren't aware of it. We have small parts aware. And then the outside world will always trigger you with things. Right? And all the time you meet somebody who will reject you, then you can start think or feel, what is rejection telling me? Huh? So the outside world is like a mirror. And a lot of people in the Western world here live in their heads. That's safe. You don't have to feel in your head. I think there were a lot of former lives where we had a lot to experience we couldn't deal with at that moment, and you kind of block it. When you have really traumatic things, you are not going to feel them at the moment. You want to survive, and you block them. And the more things you have blocked, or the more you experience real fear or death, whatever traumatic things, when you go here, you don't have to feel it, so it's safe. And I think, well, now here in the Western world we have a safe place, so it's safe enough to step by step start experiencing, start feeling, and you do it step by step. I'm not a healer. Yeah. When somebody heals, you get a lot of you get a present, but you didn't do it yourself. So I think it's different. It's feeling nice or having information like a medium does, but it doesn't change as much. So I really don't do so much. It's just like, because I did it to myself, and I will stand next to you and I invite you to experience you yourself. What is there? Well, here is the energy, how it feels when you listen to your inner approval. Most of the time we look for the outside world to give us approval. We did it right, we do it okay, but this is your inner voice. And you can accept this energy. When you accept this energy, you can feel how it feels when you listen to your inner approval. That's better, huh? And you can let this energy flow you. I have to feel how she is doing it in the energy.
It feels weird.
It's weird, huh? She can feel it. I feel it in your heart. Can you feel it in your heart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only way to go forward from my perspective is not to look at opposites, or if I can borrow those words, adversaries. Because in my opinion, Western medicine is not an adversary to energetic medicine, is not opposed to Eastern medicine, is not opposed to. You have to look at what each contributes to the whole. And if you can acknowledge that the person can experience something even though you can't explain it, then we're really a huge leap forward.
did blood tests and things like that, and they all said, hey, you're very healthy, but I didn't feel that healthy. I think after 4 or 5 years I couldn't function anymore. So I worked for 15 or 30 minutes behind a computer and then I had to rest again. So I just gave up. I felt like that, and we lived in a tent and we were exploring possibilities to emigrate. Yeah.
That's what I do. I try to make intangible things tangible, and I'm trying to prove, well, to the world actually, or basically just help shift science a bit towards the notion that not everything is as the current theories predict. You can't just say, this is the theory, this is how it works. There's so much left to be explored. There's so much we don't know.
It seems like humankind needs to understand something to acknowledge it. And the working principle, for years they said, we don't know. And if the working principle is not known, then they say it cannot be. And when a principle is there, then you see slowly an acceleration into acceptance. It's just the way it works with almost everything.
The internal testing methods we used, they're not scientific because we can't grasp everything scientific. There's no scientific measurement method, no objective thingy that gives numbers that will say, okay, your main issue is Bluetooth, or your main issue is an overhead power line, or your main issue is, you name it. There is no way to measure that. So how do you do that? And you do it as best you can with the methods you have available.
The flow technology is EMF not that important because it's just the battery. EMF is for us just the energy source we use to create positive energy. And what's positive energy? When I say positive energy, I always mean natural energy, which is natural, which is beneficial, or body-own frequencies.
A red blood cell has a very specific function. In a normal relaxed state, in a normal functioning, they can do their work best when they're not attached to each other. Why? Because then they have the maximum surface area. When people are really stressed or maybe even scared or under influence of, in this case, electromagnetic radiation, these cells will experience a difference in their cell potential angle because they clump together. So, normal function of red blood cells is by definition compromised when they clump together.
So it's very important this time is that we use that as an opportunity, because it's all around us, and see how we can cope with this as mankind, but also for animals and also trees. Birds have problems. Let's use the EMF which is there, use the energy and create natural frequencies. And don't listen to experts. Don't listen to me. Don't listen. Form your own opinion. Be open. Let all the information count and form your own opinion. Your own experience.